Hello and welcome to our channel Fours Explained. I'm thrilled you're here today because we're about to explore some truly transformative ideas. We'll be diving deep into the core principles from the book Atomic Habits. The answer, I've found, often lies not in grand, sweeping gestures, but in the small, almost imperceptible choices we make every single day. These are the atomic habits, tiny routines and behaviors that, when compounded, can lead to remarkable transformations. Over the next few minutes, we're going to unpack 10 key takeaways from Atomic Habits. Think of this as a concentrated dose of practical wisdom designed to help you build good habits, break the bad ones, and master the art of tiny behaviors. It's about understanding the mechanics of habit formation and leveraging that knowledge to your advantage. My goal here isn't just to share information, but to spark a shift in how you approach your personal growth. So, if you're ready to learn how to make small changes that yield big results, you're in the right place. Let's begin this journey together. Small habits compound into remarkable results. Real change comes from the compound interest of self-improvement. Getting 1% better every day counts in the long run. Habits work like financial compound interest. Tiny improvements lead to substantial outcomes. A 1% decline can lead you astray. Over time, the gap between good and bad habits becomes immense. Focus on identity-based habits to make them stick. Instead of outcome-based habits like losing weight, think about who you want to become. Identity-based habits focus on embodying a new identity. For example, say, I am a runner, instead of I want to run a marathon. This shift is subtle but powerful. Your habits become an expression of who you are becoming. Each action is a vote for the type of person you wish to be. To build good habits and break bad ones, we need a framework. In Atomic Habits, I introduce the 4 laws of behavior change. Make it obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. To encourage a behavior, make it obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. To discourage a behavior, do the opposite. The first law is to make it obvious. Many habits are unconscious. To change them, be aware of them. Pointing and calling or a habit scorecard can help. Cues are critical for building new habits. Time and location are common cues. Implementation intentions make cues obvious. The second law is to make it attractive. We repeat behaviors we find appealing. Temptation bundling pairs actions you want to do with actions you need to do. For example, listen to your favorite podcast while exercising. The third law is to make it easy. We follow the path of least resistance. The easier a habit is, the more likely you are to do it. The fourth law is to make it satisfying. We repeat behaviors that feel good. The 4 laws help us build better habits. One of the most underrated yet powerful drivers of our habits is our environment. We often think that our habits are solely a product of our motivation or willpower, but the context in which we live and work plays an enormous role in shaping our behaviors. Environment design is crucial for behavior change because it allows you to make the cues for your desired habits more obvious and the cues for your undesired habits less visible. Think about it. If you walk into a kitchen and the first thing you see is a plate of cookies on the counter, you're far more likely to grab one than if they were hidden away in a cupboard. If your guitar is tucked away in its case in the back of a closet, you're less likely to practice than if it's sitting on a stand in your living room. Our environment is constantly sending us signals, nudging us towards certain actions. By consciously designing these signals, we can make good habits easier and bad habits harder. A simple strategy is to redesign your space to make the cues for good habits prominent. Conversely, you can design your environment to make bad habits more difficult. One of the biggest hurdles to forming new habits is often just getting started. We tend to think about the full, ideal version of the habit, and it can feel overwhelming. If you want to read more, you might imagine reading for an hour every day. If you want to exercise, you might picture a grueling 60-minute workout. This all-or-nothing mentality can lead to procrastination and, ultimately, inaction. This is where the 2-minute rule comes in as an incredibly effective strategy. The 2-minute rule states, when you start a new habit, it should take less than 2 minutes to do. The idea is to scale down any habit until it can be done in 120 seconds or less. So, read every day becomes read 1 page. Do 30 minutes of yoga becomes take out my yoga mat. Study for class becomes open my notes. Run 3 miles becomes put on my running shoes. The core principle is to make it so easy to start that you can't say no. The beauty of the 2-minute rule is that it emphasizes the importance of showing up. Another powerful strategy for building new habits is called habit stacking. Link your new habit to an existing one you already do daily. The formula is simple. After I, current habit, I will, new habit. This creates a clear cue for your new behavior. For example, after I pour my coffee, I will meditate for 1 minute. The 4th law of behavior change, make it satisfying, highlights that we repeat behaviors with immediate rewards. Our brains evolved to seek quick gratification. Good habits often have delayed rewards, while bad habits offer immediate pleasure. To make good habits stick, inject immediate satisfaction. Attach a small reward to your habit. For example, watch a show after working out, or add money to a fun fund for healthy eating. The reward must be immediate to reinforce the habit. One of the most effective ways to ensure your habits stick is through habit tracking. This simple act of measuring whether or not you performed a habit provides clear visual proof of your progress, which can be incredibly motivating. It leverages several psychological principles. It makes the habit obvious, you have a record, attractive, you don't want to break the chain, and satisfying. You get a sense of accomplishment when you mark it complete. Habit tracking can take many forms. You could use a physical calendar and put an X on each day you complete your habit. You could use a dedicated habit tracking app on your phone, a spreadsheet, or a simple notebook. The specific method doesn't matter as much as the consistency of the practice. The act of recording your action immediately after it occurs reinforces the behavior and increases your awareness. The visual feedback from a habit tracker is powerful. When you see a growing chain of successes, you become more motivated to continue. This is often referred to as "don't break the chain." Each time you mark off a successful day, you're not just recording an action, you're building evidence of your new identity. No matter how disciplined or motivated you are, there will inevitably be days when you slip up. Life happens. You might get sick. An emergency might arise, or you might simply have an off day where you fail to perform your desired habit. When this occurs, it's easy to fall into the trap of all or nothing thinking. I've broken my streak, so I might as well give up. This is where the never miss twice rule becomes an invaluable tool for maintaining momentum. The never miss twice rule is simple. You can miss a habit once, but you are not allowed to miss it twice in a row. 1 missed day is an accident. 2 missed days is the beginning of a new, undesirable habit. The first mistake is never the one that ruins you. It is the spiral of repeated mistakes that follows. Missing once is an outlier, a minor blip. Missing twice is a pattern. A common misconception is that extraordinary success is solely the domain of the extraordinarily talented. While innate abilities can play a role, I believe that focusing on leveraging your unique strengths and interests is a far more effective path to achieving high levels of performance and satisfaction. Talent is often overrated. What truly matters is the alignment between your habits, your natural inclinations, and the opportunities you pursue. It's about finding the game where the odds are in your favor. We all have areas where we learn faster, perform better, or simply find more enjoyment. These are clues to our natural strengths. When your habits align with these predispositions, the process of improvement feels less like a struggle and more like an engaging challenge. You're more likely to stay motivated, persist through difficulties, and achieve a higher ceiling of performance because you're working your nature, not against it. This doesn't mean you shouldn't try hard things, but rather that you should choose hard things that energize you. Consider the concept of gene-environment correlation. Your genes don't determine your destiny, but they can influence your tendencies and preferences. Some people are naturally more extroverted, others more introverted. And that brings us to the end of our exploration of these 10 key takeaways from Atomic Habits. I truly hope that these insights have resonated with you and provided some practical strategies you can start implementing today. Remember, the journey to transforming your life isn't about making massive overnight changes. It's about the cumulative power of those small, consistent actions, those atomic habits that build upon each other day after day. Thank you so much for watching and for investing this time in your personal growth here at Ford Explained. If you found these insights helpful and want to continue learning about personal development, habit formation, and self-improvement, please don't forget to hit the like button, share your thoughts or biggest takeaway in the comments below, and most importantly, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on future content. We're committed to bringing you valuable information that can help you unlock your potential. Always remember, the journey to building better habits and ultimately a better life starts with that first small, consistent step, and then another and another.